I'm Amanda Starrentino. We begin with the new information coming in tonight about the mass shooting on the northeast side of Indianapolis that left 5 people and an unborn baby dead. IMPD reports that officers have arrested a 17-year-old boy on initial charges of murder and intentional manslaughter with a handgun and attempted murder. This is all for the shooting at a home at 35th and Adams. WRTV Investigates has learned the 17-year-old is a family member of at least 4 of the victims. Police have not released his name because he is a juvenile. We also need to note the Marion County Prosecutor's Office has not announced official charges. And tonight, we are learning the circumstances surrounding the shooting and more about that 17-year-old. We will get to that update in just a moment. But first, let's focus on the victims. The boy is accused of killing 42-year-old Kezzy Childs, 42-year-old Raymond Childs Jr., 18-year-old Elijah Childs, 13-year-old Rita Childs, 19-year-old Kara Hawkins, and her unborn baby. We have team coverage on the new developments coming in on this case. We begin with Stephanie Wade, who is learning more about the victims tonight. Stephanie.
Several friends of the family and people who didn't even know the victims came to pay their respects after 4 family members, a woman and her unborn baby, were killed inside this home early Sunday morning.
And I want to come by here and tell this family I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Disbelief. I've been heartbroken since I heard it because this doesn't make sense. It's senseless.
Longtime friends of 42-year-old Kezzy Childs, dating back to high school in Gary, Indiana, India Hammond and Anastasia Dittman, came by the home today where their friend, her husband, 2 children, and a pregnant woman and her unborn baby were killed.
She was just a wonderful woman, wonderful mother, soon-to-be grandmother. She was just, even the family, everyone was just great.
When I tell you that I got a lot of messages yesterday because of how close we were, I took it bad.
Hammond tells me she spoke to a surviving son in the child's family. She says he and others are trying to cope as best they can.
They're good people. I don't know why this took place. I don't know what led to it. I'm very sure people are going to assume whatever it is that they want to assume. But the bottom line is they didn't deserve this. They were good people. I know her heart. I know how she was raised. She was a good person. This was uncalled for.
The word that's on the street is this: we tired of it. The real original OGs. We are tired of this senseless killing.
Those in the community just as frustrated.
I don't care if they hire 10,000 police here in this little city. They can't be everywhere at the same time. But we as citizens, y'all, me, people who want to live that life and tired of this, because this could be your family. We need to bond together, stop talking about it, and start being about it.
It needs to stop. And I understand that the police can only do so much, but then you know what? The resources or whatever that they need to do needs to really get put into Indianapolis so that we can get this under control.
Leaving a teddy bear at the front doorstep.
Just coming to show my support, my love, let them know that I'm still here. Even though they're not with us, they're still with us. Even the baby, everyone.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
It's also heartbreaking. Our team coverage continues now with WRTV Investigates Rafael Sanchez with the details on this developing story. Rafael.
Heartbreaking indeed, Amanda. Good evening to you. A 17-year-old boy, apparently upset with his father, is accused of this heinous act in which he opened gunfire on 6 people inside of their home. Only a teenage brother who was also shot survived this vicious attack. Now at 6 p.m., I can tell you what WRTV Investigates has learned. That the 17-year-old boy suspect got in trouble for leaving his home without permission. His father reportedly warned that he was going to get in trouble. It is not clear how long after that exchange that the teen is accused of going on that shooting spree on Sunday morning at 35th and Adams. It apparently began upstairs before 4 in the morning, continued downstairs before the suspect ran from the home. As neighbors woke up to the echoes of gunfire, police found members of the teen's family shot and killed. Medics rushed a pregnant woman to Eskenazi Health hoping to save the woman and her unborn baby child. Both were pronounced dead after 5 in the morning. The 17-year-old is being held tonight on a charge of murder and attempted murder. Those are not formal criminal charges. That will be up to the Marion County prosecutor to announce sometime this week. The last time that the city has confronted with a mass murder was 15 years ago. Moments ago, I zoomed with Jasmine Albaran. She was only 7 years old when her father Magno and her grandmother Emma Valdez were among those killed in the city's last mass murder that happened on June 1st, 2006. Overall, 7 people, including 3 kids, were among the victims of the Hamilton Avenue murders. The families Valdez, Covarrubias, and Albaran are still overcome with grief by the actions of 2 men now serving life in prison. Tonight, Jasmine has a message for the families of those killed on Adams Street.
I still grieve every single day. There's not a time limit on grief. Just because something bad has happened to you or you feel like your world is just crumbling in front of you, good can come out of that. I feel like when I talk to people, they see this, they see that, I'm sitting right here and I can talk about it and I can let you know that you are going to be okay. That gives people hope.
A message of hope for a family that is devastated tonight. In this latest case, the 17-year-old is believed to be the only suspect involved in this latest mass shooting. Reporting live tonight, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
Rafael, thank you for that report. And more team coverage now with WRTV's Megan Sanctorum on why local leaders say it was so important to make a quick arrest in this case.
This is just the first step in getting these victims and the family members justice.
The first step in a long road ahead.
The community is traumatized by this. There are people that have lived there their whole life, that there are people that have to go back there in that neighborhood, and they want to make sure that they know that they're safe.
And now, with an arrest coming just 24 hours after the shooting, police say they are. We know numerous agencies were involved in this investigation, and more than 60 IMPD officers worked it, all as the city of Indianapolis wrapped up another record-breaking year when it comes to the number of homicides.
Until we start addressing the issues of the heart in our community, we will never get a hold of this. Obviously, we've got a lot to do to fix the criminal justice system.
Rick Snyder with the Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police says he hopes the same strong approach taken in this case is used on other instances of violence in our city. Meanwhile, leaders with IMPD saying they will do everything they can to see there's justice for this family and a teenager who was in the home and survived the shooting.
We have a 16-year-old victim who suffered a traumatic incident, and we as a community need to wrap our arms around this young man as well. He's going to have a lot of things to worry and think about the rest of his life.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
And today, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett released this statement about the arrest in this mass shooting case. He says, quote, "Today's announcement is the first step toward justice for the senseless acts that cut short the lives of 6 of our neighbors in the early hours of Sunday morning. While nothing can bring back the child's family, I hope that the swift action of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department offers some comfort to all of those who have been left to grapple with this tragic loss."